guys, so this week we've been learning all about the element of art, shape, and yesterday you got to draw your balloon dog that was inspired by Jeff Koons. Today what we're going to do is we're going to add some color to our balloon dog. Now this is a technique that I have taught you guys before in art class. If you have the things to do this at home, awesome, I want you to try it. If you don't, it's okay. You can also use the crayons to color in your picture. Just please make sure that you use good craftsmanship. You guys know that when we are coloring in things, to take your time, not press down hard. You want to make sure there are no white spaces left when you're coloring in a shape or an area, and make it look nice and neat. If you're using crayons, colored pencils, or markers, I'm expecting really good craftsmanship from you. If you have markers and a paintbrush at home, you're going to be able to try this technique that we've also done in art class before. So I have a cup of water with my paintbrush in it, and I also have my marker. Now, for this to work, your marker has to be washable. It cannot be a permanent marker. It cannot be a Sharpie. It has to be washable. I want my balloon dog to be, I'm actually going to use this color. I'm going to use this teal. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the side of our marker. When you hold it on the side, it's going to make a thicker line than if we were to hold it up and down. We're going to use the side of our marker to outline all of the shapes that we just drew. I'm not coloring in the ovals. I'm just gonna outline them. I'm totally gonna end up with marker on my hand. Okay. So I'm using my marker to very carefully outline all of my balloon dog. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do is I have just water and I have my paintbrush in it. Hopefully this works on the camera. Hopefully you all can see it. But what you're gonna do is take your paintbrush with the water on it, and you're just going to use the water to rub over the marker to paint your balloon dog. Now, your balloon dog will definitely be darker where there's marker, and it'll probably be lighter in the middle. And that's okay, because it's gonna add different values to our picture, which will make it look even more interesting. If you are doing this and you don't have watercolor paper, I don't have watercolor paper, I'm just using normal like computer paper, you have to be really careful not to rub your paintbrush on the paper, or else your paper will tear. So you are gonna have to be super careful. And I can show you all at the end what it looks like when your paper starts to tear. So I'm taking my water. The water's got to touch where you put your washable marker. If you just put the water where your paper's white, nothing's going to happen. Your paintbrush actually has to go over where the marker is. Okay, so you're just going to fill it all in. All right. Now, I didn't want to tear my paper with my balloon dog on it, so I'm actually going to get me a new piece of paper and I'm going to show you what it looks like if your paper were to start tearing. You know what? I'm going to go back to the paper I used as my example for coloring with the crayon. So let's say, I'm trying to find that same color, but watch, I probably won't be able to find it. Okay, here we go. So I've got my rectangle, and I'm gonna paint that rectangle but I'm gonna paint it wrong so that my paper is actually gonna start tearing. So you don't need a whole lot of water either. If you put too much water on it, your paper will tear. Okay, so you all will see in a minute that there's gonna be like these little dots start showing up. Actually, they're already showing up. I wonder if you all can see them on the camera. Okay, all of these little pieces that just came from the area that I was painting are actually little bitty pieces of paper, and my paper's actually starting to tear. Pretty soon, if I keep doing this, I'm gonna have a huge hole in my picture that I just worked so hard on. So you all can see that we don't wanna have these little flakes of paper. I wonder if I can like zoom in. Nope, can't do that. Sorry y'all. But you don't wanna have these like little flakes of paper coming off of your painting, because that means you're tearing your paper, and we don't wanna tear our beautiful balloon dog picture. Now, if you want to add more balloon dogs in the background, you totally can. You can just follow along with the how to draw video again. If you want to color your background, you can totally color your background using crayons or markers or colored pencils. I wouldn't do any more of the watercolor with the marker in the background, or else it's going to start bleeding onto your artwork. You won't be able to really see your dog very well if you do that painting in the background. But if you were to use crayons or colored pencils, maybe even designs with markers in the background, that would be okay. But I actually like leaving mine white this time, and normally I like to fill this space, but I think it makes my dogs stand out a lot more. So I'm actually gonna leave my picture just like this. So today our main goal was to add color to our balloon dog. Tomorrow you're going to be making an artist statement, which means you're going to be writing a little bit about your artwork. You're going to tell me your name. It's basically a fill in the blank template. You will tell me your name. You're going to tell me what you made. You're going to tell me what you used to color your picture. And I want you to tell me one thing you're proud of. I am most proud of how I painted my balloon dog, because I did a really good job of staying inside the lines, and my craftsmanship looks really neat. You might be really proud of how you drew your dog. You might think you might have surprised yourself with how good your dog looked. You are going to pick out one thing that you think you did awesome, and I want you to tell me about it in the artist statement. On Friday, when you upload this to Artsonia, don't forget to also upload your artist statement so that I can see your artwork, your writing, and it's all turned in, and I will comment on there and I will give you feedback, and you will probably be able to see some of the other feedback that I gave you on other artwork. But if you have any questions or you need to get a hold of me, all of my information is on the welcome page on our art website. I cannot wait to see all of your all's beautiful artwork.